We're going to talk today a little bit about some of the things that have changed in our society that have caused that to happen. Before I do that, though, I wanted to survey the audience also to see how healthy we are today, because things have changed also from the health perspective. Because how many eat a low-fat diet? How many would like to eat a low-fat diet? Oh, I got a couple more hands. Exercise? Good, that offset that low-fat diet, so you're okay. And how about take vitamins? Well, that's great because you're part of the problem. Problem is we're going to live longer. Life expectancies are continuing to increase, but the big problem with that is there's no cure for the debilitating diseases, the number one of which is Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's will be the single biggest issue that we have to deal with in the future. Our society has also changed. 20, 30 years ago, you had multiple families living under the same roof. That wasn't so unusual. It's pretty uncommon now. We have children all over the country, and I have 2 boys, so I have absolutely no chance of ever being taken care of. If I had 1 daughter, I might be okay. But there is one possibility. If I can convince one of the boys to become a priest, I might have a chance. And if he becomes bishop, I get to go upstairs immediately. What really drives all of this, though, is the cost of care. The cost of care in this area, we conservatively put at $6,000 a month, but there is not one single nursing home that charges that little. If you go down the street here to Mount Alverna, their average cost is going to be $7,800 a month. That means that the cost of care in this area is approaching $8,000 a month, and it will continue to increase. So how many of us or our parents can afford to spend $10,000 a month, $100,000 a year? So this is what drives this. This is why I want to tell you have to do planning, and you have to do it now. And because you're here means you're ready to plan. Because if you don't, the government will not plan for you. And we'll talk a little bit about Obamacare, and the reason we put that in and talked about it in our seminars is because we had a client one time that called and said, I don't need to meet with you, Mr. Stano. Obamacare is going to take care of me. And I go, oh my gosh, is that misconstrued? So we wanted to make sure you knew about it so that when you come out of here, you'll know you still have to take care of yourself. You still have to protect your assets. Because the greatest threat to the financial security of middle and upper middle class Americans is going to be long-term care. And what are the chances of that happening? Well, according to AARP, you have a 40% chance of needing long-term care if you reach the age of 65. Now, if I had a lottery ticket for sale and I said you had a 40% chance to win, would you be interested? Yes. Because if not, you could go next door and it's about 1 in 3 million. So the chances that it'll happen are very high. The cost is high. You have to think about what you can do, and you have to think about it early. How will you pay for long-term care? Well, Joe touched a little bit on Medicare, but that basically is just for skilled care. You might get up to 100 days. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Veterans Administration and how they have provided a program called Aid in Attendance. It's a very little-known program, and I get pretty excited about it because it's really the ultimate thank you program. And you'll see when we talk about it why that is so. Joe's going to talk a little bit about Medicaid, and we're going to look at the first level of payment, which is private pay. One of the ways to private pay is to spend your own assets. So if you do nothing, you will spend your own assets. And there may be nothing left. So how about long-term care insurance? Well, that's a possibility. Not too many people have it. When we surveyed the crowd, no one had it here. It covers a lot of different catastrophes. It'll cover home care, assisted living, and nursing home. When it first came out, it used to be called nursing home insurance, but now it's a much broader based program. However, for most of our clients at least, they can't afford it, nor can they qualify for it. I had a call a few months ago, I'll never forget, because I had talked at a workshop, and the son called me a few months later, said, Dad just went to the hospital, and he wanted to know the name of the long-term care insurance company he could call to get coverage. And I told him a bankrupt one. Because once you have a diagnosis, you can't get it. So if you want this coverage, you have to buy it while you're healthy. And for most of our clients, they're not even thinking about it until they have some health issues. Now this is a problem. If you're diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I really would like to buy it. Well, it's too late. So we have to look at other alternatives.